Hello everyone, and in today's video we'll be looking at a scenario where the red team returns. Now real quickly, this map isn't up to date. I mean, it's good enough, but the red team, this is the Empire, I can't wait, the red team, this is the episode 17 version right before the big coalition war. I know the borders aren't perfect, but it'll do. And I had to recolour this orange country here and this one here so you could see them better. But yeah, the AN world organisations will not exist, so the red team, not time, isn't going to have a massive coalition formed against them. And yeah, let's begin with this video. Now, the red team has destroyed a lot of countries, specifically North African ones like Libya, Egypt, Sudan, and then other countries are just barely holding on, like Greece and this new country here. So yeah, the first thing we see the red team doing is just taking out the remainder of Greece and this country here, because, not gonna lie, they was already on the verge of collapsing, so they just destroyed. Now this country here can survive, they only lost a little bit, but the territories of Libya, Egypt and Sudan will actually be partitioned between the red team, this country here, and the gold team, so we can look how they're partitioned. So in this treaty, the territories are divided. I hate these borders, but the red team gets a majority of the land, and then it's a gold team will get some land and got this country here. But over to the blue team. The blue team and the red team are allies, and this is the red team's only ally. And we see that the red team has a little bit of an exclave. So the blue team and the red team will be declaring war on this UAE country. Red team forces immediately smash into the country, and to make this whole thing worse, blue team forces will also smash into the country. And this is because, first of all, the red team wants to connect with their exclave, and they want to help the blue team get land since they lost a majority of their country to the red team. So blue team forces move in, capturing the capital, and the red team will take over the rest of the country. And in the peace treaty, the blue team will be getting a majority of the land, and that's because the red team wants to make relations with the blue team better, and they really only want it to connect up with their exclave. So the blue team gets a majority of said land. With the blue team, with some red team aid, will declare war on these two countries here. And I'm not gonna lie, the blue team will just smash these guys in the head. Like, these guys aren't strong, and especially compared to the blue team, so the blue team will just fully annex them. And the red team and the blue team will make an alliance. I'm not going to show it, but they are allies with. Some countries don't like this new red empire, and these countries are India, this new Persian country, not new, but Persia. Ukraine doesn't like them. The Farmers Union actually does like the red team. That's because historically the red team and the Farmers Union were very close. The purple team doesn't know how to react because they never really liked the red team, but they were allies with the old empire, so they're just neutral. So yeah, the red team is kind of confused on where to go. Their only real option is this yellow country in Central Asia, and the green team here, one of the oldest countries in the world, will be wiped out because the red team wants revenge, and the green team no longer exists, which is very sad. And the red team will now start its giant invasion of Central Asia, trying to get as much land as possible. Red team forces immediately smash into this yellow country, and I'm not going to change the colours because this war's going to be over very fast. These Central Asian countries aren't very strong. And the red team will immediately take out these three countries here. And finally, this country here will be taken out so the red team can connect better with their little land here. And in the peace treaty, full annexation. So yeah, eventually India and Persia will make an alliance with Afghanistan to stop the red team from invading them. So It's the red and the blue team against India, Persia and Afghanistan. So yeah, eventually the red team will start its invasion of this yellow country here, and this is the breaking point for some countries. The yellow team it really did nothing wrong, and yeah, they just fully invaded. Well, not all that. They're fully invaded and fully wiped out. And a lot of countries are going to start forming alliances. I'm going to symbolise the alliances now because it's going to get a little struggling for me to remember them all. So, India, Afghanistan and Persia of course as their alliance, but they're going to get some new members. These members are Ukraine, these two countries here. I'm just going to put their dot like that, and yeah. But the red team will make its own alliance, which is the rectangle alliance, and it's going to be themselves, the blue team, this country here, and finally the purple team. And I'll quickly colour in these squares. No, what? That boom. The yellow team, I'll just colour their square in later, but you might be asking why, not the yellow team, the purple team, but you might be asking why is the purple team in the war, not in the war, in the alliance. They don't like the red team. Well, the reason is these two countries up here are in the circles and the purple team doesn't like them, so they'll be joining up with the squares. Yeah. Eventually, we see something very bad happen. Russia joins the square since they don't like Ukraine at all. And this will lead to this country and Poland joining the circles. And finally, the Farmers' Union will join the squares. And after a few years, I'm just going to get to the big war. So there's a giant war. And we can look at this war. Immediately, red team forces will smash into this black country. The black country isn't weak, but compared to this red team, yeah, they're just going to immediately die. And Ukraine is going to send forces in to the country to stop the red team from advancing too much further, but it doesn't matter, and the black team is wiped out of the war. Also, Farmer Union troops, I don't know why I'm calling it the Farmers Union, it's just a white country, but their troops also move into Ukraine, which Ukraine wasn't expecting, and they're fighting a two-front war at this point. Purple team troops will also move into these two countries, and I'm not gonna lie, these two countries against the purple team are quite literally useless. The purple team is a lot stronger than these guys, and these countries are only new, they only just formed from the purple team, and I'm gonna get rid of this circle. So, when the purple team invades, they have little to no effort in wiping these guys fully out, and we can start sending troops to the white country. Keep saying Farmers Union. Anyways, with Indian troops arriving on this front line, Persia is able to push back the red team, surprisingly. And the red team actually gets pushed back quite a bit. They lose a lot of their coast, but the blue team will start sending troops up here, and there's a naval battle happening over here. Anyways, the red team isn't useless against India, and especially against Afghanistan. Red team forces will move in from the north, and this is very bad because India is going to have to send troops to across Persia, the waters over here, and finally Afghanistan. And to make this whole thing worse, this purple country joins the war, because the purple country, when they united, they wanted this other country to unite with them since they were so similar, but they didn't, so they're going to try and get them. Purple forces move in, and the purple country actually is a pretty strong country, and especially compared to India, who has their troops literally in different countries, India is not going to do so well. Blue team troops also make a naval landing on Persian territory after a very fierce amphibious landing is made. And Persia, and Indian forces will start going back to their own country. Persia will start to fall. They push fully out of Red Team territory, and when Persia tries surrendering, the Red Team doesn't accept their surrender. They go fully in, and Persia will lose its whole northern area and eventually just surrender. And this leaves Afghanistan, and yeah. But moving on to a different front,